Alright guys, Epic here, and today's video I want to talk to you about the state of the game. Be a brief video, but if you've seen the title of this video you will know that the stash size in 1.5 will be getting increased quite substantially. So at the moment the stash size is 70, but this will be getting increased to 150, which is excellent news because it's what everyone's been asking for a very long time. I think Massive mentioned it in 1.3 that they were looking into it, and now it's finally coming out in 1.5. The only problem I may have with this potential increase is gear management. Okay, I mean, having 150 in your stash plus 68 on your character, or what I have 68 on my character, I don't know if that changes for different people, means that I have 200 items to sift through and choose what I want, and really at the moment the way that the stash works out, it just goes down in sort of a vertical fashion. There's no way to manage that gear. It would be nice to have like a companion app like Destiny has. I know, sorry if it's comparing Division to Destiny, but it would be nice to have an app like that where you can go on and you can manage everything online, and it also means you can change it from sort of your one character to another. I think a lot of people were complaining that they would like to be able to move stuff from one character to another without having to log in and out and all that, and the app would allow you to actually do that. So I think that's something Massive should look into. Potentially in the actual game there needs to be some sort of hub or something like that where you can go in and manage your gear effectively. What with how much gear is in the game and how much loot is dropping at the moment, your stash will soon fill up to 150, and it's going to take, it'll take you ages to actually sift through it. Or you can imagine it now. You say, look, I'm going to the base of ops to go and sort out my gear, and an hour later you're still waiting because it is going to take a long time to sort it out. So it'd be nice to have like a sort by option where you can sort by the name of the gear or the best armor or whatever you're searching for, really. Because a lot of people hoard weapons and guns, weapons and gear and that. I do it myself. If you've got an Alpha Bridge build, you're probably holding weapons for certain builds that you've got within that Alpha Bridge setup. Performance mods, if you don't want to use turret at the moment, but you want to keep turret mods in case you want to have a Firecrest build, then you're going to keep them. And having all of those is a problem, and it soon adds up, to be honest. So that's really important, guys, and I know everyone's really happy about that. So that's the plus. Now, talking about enemy armor damage, I don't want to go into it too much, to be honest, because there's going to be a massive change in regards to armor and armor damage in the game, or what they're saying at the moment will be put in place. And I'm not equipped to go through all the math and sort this out for you, to be honest. So if you do want to understand the math behind this, then please go check out Marco Styles' video. It's really informative in it, and much better than what I can do. So what they are considering, or what they've put into place, is at the moment armor is kind of a best in slot. So you have to get armor on every piece because it's just so overpowered at the moment. There's no diminishing returns on armor, and it basically just goes up in a linear fashion. And really people aren't particularly happy about that because it kind of just, you have to have, as a major attribute, you have to have armor, and it kind of limits what you can do, if that makes sense. So what Massive have decided to do is actually have two options. You can either choose armor or armor damage. Firstly, I don't think having just two options is good enough. There needs to be something better than that, and from what I can tell, armor damage is not worth it, to be honest. Checking out Marco Styles' video, checking out Reddit, not worth it, to be honest, guys. So I wouldn't look at that. So armor is still going to be by far the best in slot. So yeah, I mean, there are a couple of solutions out there. I'll leave a link in the description below, a Reddit post that I was reading through where someone has suggested potentially just getting rid of armor altogether, as in the major attribute as armor, because ultimately the armor should just come from the gear that drops. So if it drops at, it's a chest piece and it drops at 1,400, then that's your armor. And then whatever piece, and then all your pieces together is your armor mitigation. You can have pieces that drop at 1,450, and you can get more armor mitigation. And I think that would be better. And that way, the major attribute can be tuned to like health, or can be tuned to skill power, or whatever you want to put in place. Enemy armor damage, whatever. But armor altogether, I think should just be gotten rid of. And I absolutely agree with the post. So if you agree with that, please check it out and have a look and upvote it, because we do need to get this heard. Just some minor points about the state of the game that I thought I'd tell you guys about if you didn't know already. It looks as though named weapons are going to be sort of specific to areas. For example, Barrett's chest piece will drop in Lexington, where obviously Barrett is the is the main NPC in that. They also drop from field proficiency caches. I think people were worried that they didn't want the whole loot waiting on particular events, but they will be coming in field proficiency caches, which are pretty easy to come by if you play the game quite a bit. So yeah, I don't think there's a problem with that, to be honest. They are trying to work on groups and solo players in survival. They realise at the moment that there's too many groups joining with solo players and people are just getting fucking ganked all the time. But at the moment, I think they're just trying to get everyone in to play it rather than worry about that side of things, and I think that's something that will be changed at a later date. Again, guys, I may have mentioned it in my last video, there is a new gear set coming out called Frontline, which I will go into more detail at a later date, but for right now, there's just a couple of changes in regards to SMGs on that one, where they're saying that you shouldn't be able to switch between SMGs and pistols effectively. But yeah, please check that out in the description below. What I'm going to do is leave the whole PTS notes below so you guys can check it out. But those are the main points that I think you guys need to know about. Obviously, really happy with the stash size. Really happy that they're bringing this into the game. But the main point is there needs to be some sort of management in place so that we can look at our gear, decide what we want in an easy fashion, rather than what we have now, where it is, even at 70, it is a pain in the ass, to be fair, to sort through all the loot. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.